Hi, welcome to Let's Cook, where we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we are doing things with oatmeal. I love oatmeal. Let me give you a few facts about oatmeal. Oats help you reduce cholesterol because they're loaded with soluble fiber. It's also a complex carb, which means that it's not refined and it's better for you. I used to have oatmeal every morning for breakfast. My father used to make it, and whenever I have oatmeal, I seem to keep my energy all day. As a matter of fact, up until the last century, another fact about oatmeal, oats were primarily used for animal feed, not human consumption. Today, 93% of the oats that are grown are still used for animal feed, but that still leaves us at least 42 million bushels a year for cereal. Quaker Oats first hit the market in 1877, and I guess because of the Roaring Twenties in 1921, they came up with Quick Oats, so they've been around for a long time. Now we're going to make some oatmeal scones. Let me just go over the ingredients here for the oatmeal scones, because these are oatmeal date scones. We have our flour here, we have our sugar, baking soda, baking powder, we have chopped dates, oatmeal, brown sugar, milk, egg, and butter. Let me show you how we make these now. I'm just going to take my bowl right over here, and I'm going to take all of my dry ingredients here, put them all together here, and then I'm going to add everything but the wet ingredients. So we even put our oats in here too. Do you know that when they make oats, they actually take the oats and they steam them after they remove the husk. They steam them and they then roll them out to flatten them out. Let's get our brown sugar here nice and broken apart here. Beautiful. And our butter. This all goes in together, and I'm actually going to use my hands to make this. So I'm just going to come in here, make sure your butter's nice and cold. The dates are cut up, but they have a tendency of sticking together, so you have to kind of work them in with the butter. Just kind of get your hands really worked in here nicely. Break it all together here. Beautiful. Doesn't this look great? You really want to mix this together well. There we are. Let me just get that out of the way there. Now, don't worry if you have little pieces of butter in here, because the pieces of butter in here are really going to work well too. So now we're ready. Don't want to overmix this now. We simply now take our milk along with our egg right there in the middle. Just to get a little spoon right here. Just kind of break that egg up, almost like you're making a pasta. Just mix this together. Now, don't over mix this. You just want it to come together. Once, as a matter of fact, once I can even get my hands in there, I'll get my hands in now. I just didn't want to get them too eggy. I'll just take my hands, I'll flour them a little bit, and I'll just mix this together. Just so it just barely comes together. There we go. We're just getting a little sticky here right now. Okay. Just bring this together. Okay, this is now ready to come out of the bowl. Going to put a little flour down here. Bring my batter right here. Beautiful. Oh, and these are so good and so healthy for you too. You know, oatmeal, when you eat it, that soluble fiber, when it helps you reduce the cholesterol, they've actually it reduces it, a few grams a day will actually help you reduce your cholesterol by about 6%. Okay, we're just going to clean off our hands here. That's what's fun about working with dough. You get to feel the dough, you get to have it on your hands, you get to get it all over the place. Now we'll just take these with my knife. I'm going to cut them down like this. See how I just formed it with my hand? I did not even have to roll this out at all. We just take these now. We're going to put these onto a baking pan, and then before you bake them, brush them with heavy cream like this. And this is actually what they look like once they're done. So they look absolutely delicious when they're done. You're going to bake these for about 20 minutes at a 350 to 400 degree oven, based on how hot your oven runs. We're going to take a little break right now. And when we come back, we're talking chicken with steel-cut oats. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome to Let's Cook, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, For oatmeals or rolled oats, we're actually going to take some oats and make a breading out of the oats, and then pan fry it and make it with a parsley sauce. So we got the oats and we got the green for St. Patty's Day going on. Right here, I have some steel cut oats and some rolled oats. The steel cuts are the ones that have not been flattened. They haven't, and so they're much firmer, much harder. They have a really nice nutty flavor. Those are really good. And these are the rolled oats. And all we did is we took and we made it into a flour, an oat flour like this that we're going to use to coat the chicken. So let me show you how you would make that. You would take these oats right here, put them in a food processor. So we just put them right in the food processor here, put this on, and let it go, because it's going to take quite a while for this to turn into a flour. I'm just going to shut it off because of the noise. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chicken cutlet here. And I have the chicken cutlet here, and I'm going to show you how to cut it so that you don't have to pound it. I'm going to take my knife, and I'm just going to hold my hand this way, and I'm going to cut across the chicken cutlet this way, so I end up with a very nice thin scallopini here of the chicken, and I don't have to pound it. It's also going to speed up the cooking time. Notice with the knife how we just kind of pull it across this way and come that way, and we end up with a really nice chicken scallopini. And you can get 3 or 4, and this also will speed up your cooking time. So it's a good thing to do. Now we'll take these chickens like this, and I already have some cleaned up here too. We're going to take these, just season them with salt and pepper. Then we're going to do what they call a standard breading procedure. Now the standard breading procedure is where we take and we dredge them in flour. Then from the flour we go into something wet. I'm using buttermilk here. So you could use egg, you could use milk, you could use heavy cream. I like the flavor of the buttermilk in this. So then we take them from the buttermilk here. Oops, let me get my topping right here. We take these and we try and keep what we call one hand wet and one hand dry. So I go from here right into the oat mixture, and we just press this in to make sure it's nice and dryly coated. See how nice that looks? And also the other thing, when you're breading something like this, if you bread them ahead of time and they sit in your refrigerator, it's a very good idea to take on the bottom of the plate, to take and sprinkle a little bit of the breading or whatever you're coating them with, so that, because moisture will come out of whatever you've breaded, and you want to make sure that it doesn't get too wet, because then it'll fall off when you go to saute them. Now I have my pan here, and I've heated my pan here. I'm going to actually show you a good way to test if the oil's hot enough. So I have my oil right in there, and rather than take and drop some breadcrumbs in there or any oats in there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a skewer, a bamboo skewer like this, and put this in. Now, you see how that's starting to bubble there? It's okay, we used all the bubbles up there, but see how it's just starting to bubble there? That tells me that it's hot enough right there. So that's beautiful. Now we're just going to take our chicken right here, drop it in, and let this start to cook. Don't want to overcrowd the pan, and we're just going to get a real nice color on the chicken here. Don't overcrowd it. Perfect. Let that start to cook. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to make a parsley sauce. To make the parsley sauce, I have some water here that's salted. I'm going to take the water here, drop my parsley into the water, and blanch this. So we're actually getting rid of the bitterness of the parsley here. Once it changes color like that, it's going to go right in my blender here. Take this, let that drain off a little bit. You can leave a little bit of the water on there. That's totally fine. Good. All right. Get all this in here. And this is going to produce a really rich green sauce. And it's also very healthy. Between the oatmeal and the olive oil that we're using in the sauce, it's really quite good. So now I just take this, set this up on my blender. To this now, I have some pimentos here. So we're going to put our pimentos in there. Take our top, get our top on here. And we're going to liquefy this and let this start to liquefy. You need a little liquid in there, like the olive oil here, so that it can emulsify and puree. It's very important to blanch the parsley before you start to puree it. That will get rid of the bitterness and make for a better tasting sauce. Let's check our chickens up over here. Oh, beautiful. See how nice this crust's up here? Beautiful. Here we go. Doesn't this look great? Okay. Now in these, we do need just a little bit more oil right here, just to conduct that heat. Good. Gotta get this a little higher here. Oh, no. We really want to make sure that we puree this very well. We want it to be really smooth. Great. Okie doke. Okay. Let's look at our chicken here. Almost done. Again, remember, there are a lot of health benefits to oatmeal, you know. It does help lower your cholesterol. It's great for your digestive tract. It's great because it's soluble fiber, which means that it gets rid of a lot of those things in our bodies that we need to get rid of in, you know, normal everyday life, whatever we've eaten. I think that's the nicest way I can put it. I can't think of another way. Okay? So now my chicken here is actually done. Remember how thin we cut it? This is actually totally cooked. I can remove this from the pan now. I'm going to put it on absorbent toweling here to absorb that. This is now done. My sauce is now done. We'll just take our chickens now, set them up on this plate, and then wait till you see how great the sauce looks on this. And you have the flavor of the pimento there with the parsley, with some good olive oil. The only thing I need to do is I do need to taste this for salt and pepper. Just a little bit of salt and a lot of white pepper it needs. I want to just give it a little bit of heat here. Again, remember, this is just made with olive oil. No saturated fats in this at all. Okay, let's shut this off now. This is now good to go. Look at the great color of this sauce. I mean, you definitely want to use something like this for St. Patty's Day, where we have the oats, we have the chicken, and we have this delicious parsley sauce. Doesn't this look great? Beautiful. We're going to take a little break right now, and then when we come back, we have some delicious, you don't want to miss this, pecan oatmeal squares. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Let's Cook, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Pecan oatmeal squares. First thing we have to do is we have to make the crust. Now, right in my Cuisinart right here, I have the butter, I have the pecans, I have the sugar, pinch of salt. Just put it in your food processor and just pulse it all together. That's all you have to do is just pulse it until everything is cut up. Very, very simple. Just a little bit more here. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I think this needs just maybe, you know, sometimes the nuts are a little oilier, sometimes they're not. But I think I need one more piece of butter in there. Let's see here. I need another little piece of butter in there. So every once in a while, you just have to adjust it with the butter a little bit. This is done. Now, how do I know it's done? Because when I take it and I press it with my hand, it comes together. Okay, so that's beautiful. We're going to put that right in our pan here because we have to form this right into the pan, right here. Beautiful. Now, I get to use this machine again too, but first let me show you how we form this. All we're going to do with this is we're simply going to take this, press it all down right into the pan till it gets nice and flat. Come over here. And this is really butter rich too, but remember, oatmeal is good for reducing cholesterol. So this is going to work really well. Okay. Just press this down. And this is something, if you like, that you can actually get your children involved with. And everybody loves these really homemade style desserts. So we just want to press this nice and thin. Do I have any more back? Yeah, I have a little bit more in here. I'm just a little short on dough right here. And this is, by the way, this is a 9x9 pan. So we just use our, get it nice and flat like that. Now, sometimes when you go to bake this, you can blind bake this in the oven for about 10 minutes. But I find the way I fill this that I really don't have to blind bake it. Just need a little bit more over here. Good. Okay, now this is good to go. Now, to make the filling, very simple. Back in the Cuisinart, you don't even have to wash it, because now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my oats, my flour, my sugar, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, corn syrup, about 2 ounces of this. Oh, doesn't that look good? My eggs. See, the great thing about this is everything just goes in together. Just goes in together, except for the raisins. We don't want the raisins to go in here at all. Where's my top? Here's my top. The reason I don't want the raisins to go in this is because they can get real sticky, so you really want the dough to develop a little bit. Okay, good. See how nice that is? Beautiful. Filling's starting to come together now, see? Nice and pliable. Now I'll just add the raisins now, and we'll just pulse this a little bit. Just to kind of mix the raisins in there. Beautiful. Excellent. Good. Now, let me show you how we go ahead and we fill this now. I have a pastry bag here, and it's very easy just to take this, and I already have some in here, but I'll just put a little bit more in here, and I'll show you, because we're not going to totally fill the inside of it. We're only going to fill part of it. So with a pastry bag, it works really well. Take this like this. Please come. Okay. Now, just press this all the way down. This way you can also control what you're putting out. Then what I do is I just come here and I just squeeze this and pipe this in, making a row there, twist this and cut it off. Come back over here, do the same thing, see? This way we don't get too much filling in there, and also that's why you don't have to blind bake this, because the filling allows the dough on the bottom, the crust, to actually cook. A little bit more here. Beautiful. And I think I can get one more out of here too, without having to put any more in. We're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes. Let me get this in the oven. We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're going to look at all of our oat dishes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Let's Cook, where today's show topic was, for St. Patrick's Day, rolled versatility. The oats kind of remind me, they're so magical, so good for you, they kind of remind me of pixie dust, don't they? These are the ones that we ground so fine that we used on our chicken, and it's almost, you know, when I play with this, it's almost like playing with sand. It just kind of soothes and relaxes you. Or you can use just the regular rolled oats right here too. Now, I love rolled oats. I love them for breakfast. They're so good for you for breakfast because they're a complex carb. They have soluble fiber. We slowly digest it. We absorb it all day long, so it doesn't give you that, you know, like that sugar or refined flour hit to your body, and it helps to lower your cholesterol. Absolutely wonderful. Now, let's take a look here at the inside of the scone here. This was the scone that we made, and I just want to show you how wonderful it looks with the dates, and you can even see the pieces of oat in there. So healthy, so good for you. So we made these scones. In addition to that, I'm going to taste a piece of the chicken here with the parsley sauce that we coated with the oats as well. Out of this world. Additionally, oh, I have one over here. Additionally, over here, right here, we made the pecan oatmeal squares. And what I did is, when I piped it out, and then you can see the crust here, and then we have the filling right here. These are out of this world. These are real good with tea or in the afternoon. Again, nuts, Pecans, very good for you. The oatmeal, very good for you. The raisins, very good for you. A lot of soluble fiber and a lot of energy. Brown sugar, too. I like brown sugar a little better. Absolutely delicious. Out of this world. Excuse me for chewing. Only have about 20 seconds left. Remember, oatmeal is good for you. And celebrate St. Patrick's this year with a little bit of oatmeal. You have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.